Hello everyone, today is October 7th, 2023. I have this new software called Movie Pro that's supposed to work with my AirPods. Alright, so step one is to remove the switches from the old one. I'm using an awl, I think that's what it's called. Just poking inside here to release the clips on both sides and then just working it out. So this is the bypass switch, that's the first one I'm going to move. I really need to replace this little rubber insulating piece, but I don't. It looks like my little remote here doesn't control the stop and start on this software, but that's fine. I just did zoom it in a little bit, see if this works a little better. As soon as all right, I've moved my 4 or 5 switches into the new bezel, or the replacement bezel. This right front switch is the one that I broke before trying to take it apart, so it's really fragile, but it's holding right now. Before I finish mounting this in my new parts, I'm going to go to the car and make sure I've got them facing all the correct direction. You know, when you press down, the window goes down, and up, the window goes up, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go do that test real quick, and then I'll come back and mount this in my new part. All right, quick lesson. I just learned, again, painful one. While I was holding this toward the camera a minute ago, one of the little clips fell out and landed right in this gravel. That's one of the disadvantages of not having a real floor in my shed. That little tiny clip disappeared amongst the rocks somewhere. I heard it fall, but who knows where it went to. And that's how I lost the first one too. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is just ordering a few more to have on hand. Maybe they'll work better when they're new anyway, from an aftermarket supplier, which means I'm not going to finish putting this back together today either. I'm just going to go ahead and spend some money and replace this one switch here, which is the master right front window switch, because it's really in bad shape anyway. So when I put this finally all back together, I want to be done with it and not have to pull it apart again. So I might replace several of these switches or have them rebuilt or whatever. So that's going to be more time that I have to wait, but this is one of those projects that's going to take a long time. So I'll pause it for now. I may do some work on those light fixtures. I don't know yet. All right, it is the 9th of October, 2023. I'm using Movie Pro, so that my AirPods are working on the video and everything. It's a lot colder outside now, so I've got my nice little portable heater here. Little disposable propane cylinder goes on the side, keep my feet nice and warm, and it's warm in here, so might be able to actually work this winter. I don't think I'd usually work out here in the wintertime. So what I'm doing right now is I have ordered 4 replacement switches. I don't have the vent ones, so I ordered those, and I broke the other 2, the front window switches, so I ordered those 2. Expensive, but they're new, and they'll be here tomorrow, the 10th, sometime. So I cleaned up the bezel as best I could. I put the rear window switches in. I made sure they were facing the right way. I went and tested them on the car, so they operate in the correct way with that going down like it's supposed to. So those are attached and ready to go. So after I get my new window switches installed tomorrow, I did not order new boots. I probably should have now that I think about it, but that's okay. I can do without that for now. Did order a bunch of clips, so those will be held in there securely. I also took the time to test the light fixtures here, the tail light assemblies, the one that I bought recently from CTC Auto. Tested out very well. Everything worked on it. All the lights work, so I don't even have to take it apart. So the one that's left here is going to become a spare. This was the original one that had the broken lens in it, so I'm just going to keep that as a spare. And I don't know exactly where I put the one that I checked, but this is the other side. This is the right side. This one had lights out on this section right here. Neither the parking light nor the signal light came on, so I'm going to take the lens off on that and see if it just needs a light bulb. Hopefully that's all it needs, and put that back together, and I'll be ready to install in the bumper whenever I finally get that. So tomorrow should be exciting. I'll get some more parts so I can finish finally putting this back together. I could actually put this bezel back in the into this piece here if I wanted to today. It fits right there, and lock it in place. Could probably do that, and I'd love to do that, but I think it's easier just to put the switches in when this is loose like this. So I'll wait. Try to be patient on that and do that tomorrow. I think that's it for the moment. All right, continuing on. I also wanted to mention that today I finally got around to making another set of keys for my car. Used to have two sets that look like this. These are master keys. I had a locksmith create two sets of master keys for me. And somewhere in the summertime, I lost one of these sets. I have no idea how I did that. I tend to lose things, unfortunately. Even with this bright yellow tag on it, I lost it. So I decided before I lose these two, I better come up with another set of duplicates. So I had that done today. Just miscellaneous stuff. I just taken all 8 of these little screws that hold the bezel onto the light fixture. This is for the right side where I had a burned out light bulb or something. So I'm just taking that apart for the first time now. So that comes off. Ooh, hopefully this comes off cleanly. There we go. I was afraid I was cracking it or something there. The lens appears to be in good shape. So let's see. The bulb that wasn't working is this end right here. Whoa, let me pull that off. So just taking a quick gander at the bulb. It looks, oh, it's loose. Oh, there we go. That explains why it's not working. So inside here, it's pretty corroded and whatnot, and it just basically fell out in my hand. You can see the corrosion there on the light bulb, so that's why that wasn't working. I might be able to clean that up with using my awl or something, which I hope so, because I'm not even sure how or if it's even possible to um, replace that. Well, actually, I've done it years ago now that I think about it. It is possible to get those out. Just think there's some work involved. So I'm going to try and clean that socket up first with a screwdriver and awl or something, scrape the rust off and see if I can get this to stick in there. Maybe find a fresh light bulb that is in better shape. And I think that's it for the moment. All right, so I took my trusty awl here and scraped out the rust as best I could, made sure the contacts are shiny, and I sprayed some WD-40 in there to rinse it out a little bit and to protect against further corrosion for now. And I was surprised. I actually had in one of my junk things a couple of brand new light bulbs that happened to be the right ones, 1157s. So that was nice. I was getting ready to candleize my other light fixture that I had, but much better to have new light bulbs. So let's make sure this thing is going to stay in place now. Old-fashioned bulbs, the little nubs on the side there are offset, so they can only go in one way. So let's see how this works. I can see already that I need to work on the springs that are in here. They kind of rested in place, so I gotta make sure they will move again so I can get the light bulb in there. Probably have to do some more lubricating and work on this until they work right. So I'll work on that for a few minutes. So I grabbed a pair of needle nose pliers and just grabbed onto the contacts, which are spring loaded, and I just kind of worked them in and out. They both move now fairly freely. So theoretically now, this light bulb should fit in there. So let's see how we do this time. Okay. All right, it's in there. Feels a little loose, but as long as it works, who cares, right? At least for now. So I'm going to take this back to the car now, plug the wiring harness back in, and check the lights out, see how it works. All right, so I hooked the battery back up, pulled the parking light switch out, and lo and behold, all 3 lights are on now. This is the one I just repaired. So now we'll turn on the flashers and make sure that part works as well. Turn those off, turn the flashers on. There they go. Yay! Love it when it's a pretty easy fix like that. So now all 3 work like they're supposed to. So that's nice to see. So now I can put the cover back on, the lens and everything, and put that away until I have a bumper to install it in. All right, since I had this light fixture apart, it's a good time to clean it. So I just used some general purpose cleaner to wipe the lens down. I just noticed the edges I missed right there. Not that that's really viewable, but might as well clean it all up real quick while I have it apart. No reason to put it back together dirty. You don't have to. Oh, shoot. That's interesting. I just noticed the very edge there of the plastic broke, and it's also broken on that side. So this lens is not perfect after all. In fact, it's cracked over here. Oh boy, it's completely cracked on this side now that I look at it real close. So that means this lens really needs to be replaced too. But it's not so bad as the other one was. So I need to pick my battles here. So I think I'm just going to keep using this lens, even though it's cracked. So I'll just keep my eyes out for a good deal on a replacement for the right side to join the left side. But really, from a distance, no one's ever going to know anyway, except you and me. I just use some general purpose turtle wax here to clean the chrome up a little bit. The bezel, it's it's pretty worn. I mean, this car is 50 some years old, um, so chrome is going to get some pitting and whatnot with that kind of age on it. But this will, it definitely helps to do some quick, cleaning here. So it's not totally embarrassing to be seen in this car. I'll work on the bumpers too, the same way. I haven't done that yet, at least on the front bumper. I don't have a rear bumper right now to polish up, but I will. I will. Okay, so looks a lot better. So now that I've repaired that light fixture, the light in it, I will put this back together, put the screws back in, and then put it in a storage bin until I get the rear bumper. All right, this is the right-hand side assembly, fully reassembled, cleaned up fairly well. Nowhere near show quality, of course, but it'll certainly do for a daily driver. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I might just take the left side apart too, just so I can clean up the bezel better and the lens better. But so this is ready to go in storage until I get that bumper here. So now I'm working on the left-hand side taillight assembly. This is the original one that had the broken lens, but the chrome bezel, even though it's dirty, is appearing to be in much better condition than the chrome bezel that came with this one. They tried to clean it up some, but there's a lot of pitting on it, especially right up here and whatnot, more so than this one. So this is going to become my spare. I'll still use that light fixture, and then this lens is in pretty good shape. It better be, but I also had a piece. Both of these ends are cracked too, so guess when the things get this old, you're bound to have small problems like that. But the lens is still usable. Those little pieces are gone, but so it's very much like the other side as far as the lens goes. But I'll just clean it up with some general purpose cleaner and polish the chrome as best I can and reassemble it. All right, now I'm very glad that I did decide to take this other one apart, because I discovered once I got everything apart that the interior of this light fixture, which is the one that I bought just for the lens, is in terrible condition. And I wasn't even going to take it apart because all the light bulbs still work in it and everything. So, but after I did that and saw how bad that was, the one that I had before originally is much cleaner. So I'm going to check these light bulbs out and make sure they're all working. And I'm just going to use this one. So all I ended up really getting out of that whole fixture was just the lens. And they only sell it that way. You can't just buy the lens from most of these places. They want to sell you the whole fixture. So I didn't have much choice in that. I mean, I still got a good lens out of it, and that was the main thing I needed. So just wanted to show you that. All right, so that's going to conclude today's activities. I just finished the left side, cleaning this one up. So I was able to get enough good parts to make a pretty decent one for this side as well as the right side. Polish it up as best I could, and that's ready to install. Again, when I finally get my bumper. So that's about it for today. See you next time.